Okay, nice. So let me go ahead and right. So first let me start the machine, then we'll go to the this one. Mm, I'm guessing this is the one. Okay, let me know guys what we have covered in the last session. What we covered in the last session. That is yesterday. So we started understanding, I guess we started understanding unstage. That is where we started. Then we came to know about revert. Then we came to know about checkout. Right. So these are the things which we experimented. And part of this, we also saw git logs command. Logs command also we experimented. So git logs, unstage, revert, checkout. So yesterday's class is super important for the interview perspective, guys. So please make sure that you have to practice well. Got it now? Nice. So let me go ahead with the today's class. Log in into the computer. NMTY, activate connection, activate. So it is 2. So Kumar Babu will talk at the end. No worries. So 192.168.1.2. Okay. So I'm ready to go. Let me increase the font. Okay. Okay. So this is a one git rm. So let's experiment the git rm now. Next command. So ls-l and we go into the project and we see the files. So now we are about to delete a file in the repo, guys. To delete a file in the repo, keep in mind we are not supposed to use any operating system commands. By mistake, also don't use that. So it will make you to circle like anything. So you'll get some errors and that's an headache. So better you stick to the standard process of the Git only. So Git says that if you are planning to delete any file from the repo, you have to use a command called git rm. So you need to follow them only. So if you have any plans to delete any file or a folder from the repo, you have to use git rm command. Okay. To experiment the subject, I'll target file number 8. Right. So before I start the game, so let's see what is its status. Everything is good. And I want to show you the proof also, guys. ls-l, we have the file and git ls-files. Here also it is there, file number 8. Now I'm planning to delete. See, git rm file number 8 and I press enter. Clear so far? Then I'll try ls-l. Do you see the file? Anuja, do you see the file? Arun, Atif. So definitely file is not there here. Correct? So let's say that means in working copy it is not there. Now let me see in commit area. So do you see the file? In the commit area also it is gone. Do you agree, Atif? Chamundeshwari, you guys see the file number 8 here? Definitely it is not there, file number 8. Right? So file 8 is not there. So now where did the file go? So we'll start asking git status. We'll ask Chitragupta. So this guy is a Chitragupta here. So please tell me where is this file? So it went into the, it is telling that the file has been deleted and that file is this so and so and it is sitting in staging. Correct? So this is sitting in the staging. So the conclusion of this story is whenever you delete a file, right, the file gets auto staged. So this is the interesting fact here. The file gets auto staged, guys, whether you delete a file. So the moment you delete a file or couple of files, it gets auto staged. Correct now? So that's the reason it went into the staging. Now, if you are okay with the delete, see the logic. There are two conditions. The file is staged now. So two cases arise. Case 1, I am okay with the delete. If that is a case, definitely I'll go ahead and commit. Do you agree, guys? So that is what the flow is. So you're planning to delete the file and the file went into the staging. And if you're okay with the deletion process, then go ahead and do a commit. So I'll do it. See, git commit -m deleting or deleted file number 8 and say file number 8. Done. You check it. It's not there here. You check it in git ls-files. So git ls-files will show you the files that are there in commit area. That is top layer commit area. It's not there. Now git status, everything is clean and green. So this is how we delete a file, guys. Are we clear, Divya? Nayak? And who is this? Mohanty? Kavya? Yep. Write this transaction, guys. Quickly read this. So we pick up a file and we say git rm and that's gone and we do a commit. That's it. It's gone. So we verified everywhere. It's gone. Now the question comes is, okay. No, you have to use git rm, not simple rm. So Rahul, that's what the mistake is. Git rm, not simple rm. Okay. Now let me try one more. Right. So this is done. Okay. Now, if I ask a question here, so I know that I deleted the file. I'm super clear that I deleted the file here. But what if I want to roll back? What I should do? I deleted a file and I have committed it. Now the question comes is what I should do to get my file back. So the answer is git revert. So what is the use of git revert? It will simply undo the changes. Now whatever commit you've done, it will undo. So let's try that and see. Okay. So we'll say git logs, git log. Sorry, let's go ahead and pull one line instead of all this jingle. One. Say one line here. So git log, one line. Now this is a commit ID which has helped me to delete a file. Make sense, guys? If I can revert this logically, so I'm planning to revert this. Press enter. It's asking for what reason you want to do. So as you know, we need to enter the message here. So I want the file number 8 back. So save this and close. And once it is done, now check it. Do you see the file 8? File number 8, guys. It's there. Now git ls-files. Do you see the file number 8 there? It's there. Git status, everything is clean and green. So I hope you understood the transaction. We deleted a file, we also rolled back. So what is the conclusion, guys? What is the moral story here? What you learned? So technically, are we deleting a file here from the repo? Do you think really? No. That is what the essence of version control system. So if you delete a file in the repo, for time being, it is not visible. Got it now? For time being, it is not visible and nobody can make any developments on that file. But the moment you start roke or the moment you start revert, so the file is available. So that's an advantage. So the hard work that you kept on that file, maybe some coding is done and you mess up, that's okay, you delete. Maybe after 10 or 15 days, you want to call back that file and see what has been written. So this is a great advantage you have. Clear, guys? Kavya and Kirti, Kumar Babu. You can delete any number of files, Atif. You can delete, you can revert any number of files. So write this transaction quickly, guys. So revert. So write a question. How to roll back a deleted file? So the answer is try git revert. So try the git revert of that log commit ID. That's it. So there is no Chamundeshwari. There is no kind of time here. So you can revert anything. Okay. So let's try the example number 2, guys. So case number 2. Case number 1, we deleted the file. Now let's go ahead with case number 2. So let's see. Case number 2. Clear the screen. To experiment the subject, this time I'm picking up file number 10, F10. Okay, this is the one top one I'm picking up. So I'll say git rm f10. Press enter. It says it's gone. I'll try ls-l. It's, do you see F10? It's not there. Now, do you see F10? Let's see under commit area. Not there. Correct. Now the question comes is, where did the file go? It is staged. Correct. It says the file has been deleted and it is staged. Make sense? It is staged, guys. So I hope you know it here. It is staged. Now this time the use case is the file auto staged. So that means I went ahead and applied a delete command. And after delete, right? After delete, then it went into the staging after went into the staging, I realized that I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit. So that means my deletion process is illogical. Maybe I'm thinking that, okay, by mistake I deleted, or I don't want to commit. Right now, the question comes is this use case is something like I don't want to commit. So how do you proceed with here? So first is you need to unstage the file. So let's see it. You need to unstage the file. So what is a command? Git reset head F10. Unstage is done. Right now check it. ls-file. ls-l. Do you see the F10? Do you see it? It's not there, I know. So it's not there. File number 10 is not there. F10 is not there. Now, do you see under commit area? Yes. Definitely you'll see under commit area. Right? Now, how do you fix this now? Right? How do you fix it? So unstage the file. So what we do is we apply the git checkout. That's it. We apply the git checkout. So let's apply the git checkout. That's it. So checkout will get a copy of the F10 and put it where, guys? Where it will put. So checkout command, what it does? So it gets a copy of the file and puts in working copy. It will pick up a copy of the file from commit area and puts in working copy. It's done. Now go ahead and check it. You will have the file. You see it? You understood now how the thing's working? So this is the right process. So you need to unstage the file and you need to get the apply the checkout. So that's the right process. So take down this case example. So case number 2 was situation like, so we deleted the file. The file went into the staging. After it went into the staging, I realized that I don't want to commit. And definitely if I want to roll back the file, then first I need to unstage the file and then do a git checkout. Git checkout and type the file name. So that is what you need to do. So these use cases are super important for experienced people case. So they'll create a use case like what I'm talking. You need to understand the question properly there and answer it accordingly. Manasa, is it clear for you? Shravya? Mayuri? Yes, for your question, Shravya, the answer is positive. You can get it back. Even if you delete last week or on the day one, or let's say even after 1 year, you come back, same story. So live situation, guys, here. Today we had a short meeting about this. Some DevOps work is there, product something. So this work I'll show you. What is the date of action? What is the date? It's not 20. That is 2020. It's not even 22. If you see the date that says 22nd August 2020. So it is roughly like, can I say, how many years? 2.5 years. Do you agree? 2.5 years, roughly. Somewhat, you can say 2.5 years. So now today we have got a request saying we need to roll back the changes what this guy has done exactly 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, we need to roll back those changes. What he has done, we need to remove. So that's a ticket. That's one of the tasks we have now. And modify the pipeline accordingly. So if that is the case, then I need to pick up revert. You understood? But that is how things work. But what is the consequence of the pipeline that we have to investigate and get the things done? So I hope you are getting. So revert is always helpful, like git rm. Even you can delete or recall anything. Once the repo is created, anything is possible. Okay. So that's the answer. Now let's move on and see what is next. Okay, so this one point you need to keep in mind: whenever you delete a file, definitely the file gets auto staged. So that's the thing. Okay, now we need to understand the cloud hosting, guys, remote repo. So far we understood some local operations. Okay, so we saw the local operations, so we are good with the local operations now. Now we'll move on with the GitHub, guys. So I'll draw the diagrams to make you understand, okay, the use case of the GitHub. And just give me a minute, I'll connect my writing pad. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm ready. So let's go with the GitHub. So I'll draw the two diagrams here to make you understand how significant the GitHub is. So you need to catch the logic there. So case number one. So let's say, right. So you have a couple of people in your project, and everybody works on their machines, laptops or desktops, whatever it is. They do their coding stuff here. So once they do their coding stuff, end of the day, they have to send the update the code to the remote repository. Everybody agrees? They have to push it to somewhat called server. Do you agree, Nagesh, everybody? That is what I told you in the beginning also, in the architecture of Git. So far we were trying to understand this side. So this is called your local stuff here, local repo. And end of the day, we have to push the code to the some server. So if this server is commissioned in your company, that means this server is sitting in your company boundary only, or you can say within your organization. That means this server is owned by your org, by your company. Okay. So that is one use case. Second use case, the same logic. Guys are there and they are working on their laptops and desktops and they are doing their code stuff. End of the day, they have to send the code to some place. But instead of sending it to their own server, which is owned by the company, they are sending to some server which is sitting on some cloud somewhere at internet, owned by some third party. And that third party is ready to give some space on their server. On their server, guys, you need to understand. The third party is ready to give space on their server, and that space you will go ahead and use it for hosting remote repo. remote repo. Here we hosted the remote repo on our own server, but in the second case, we hosted the remote repo on the third party server. So the logic is literally you're crossing your boundary of your company network, and you're invading over the internet. Using internet, you're trying to reach over to the third party and putting the data on their servers. Now, this was a preferred choice during the agile era, and this is a preferred choice during the DevOps era. So this is your own data center hosting, own data center. You maintain your own data center and you host it. But here you're trying to depend on some cloud vendors. Some vendors, cloud vendors who are trying to host the remote repo on their servers and give the space for you. Best example, some third party is GitHub. Now, what is the difference that companies are switching from this kind of method to this kind of method? This is a simple diagram to make you understand what is a GitHub. So let's talk in other style case. So if your company has got lot of money and they are ready to waste, let's say they're not planning to use any GitHub or third party, then can I say that we use your own server now? See, if the company has a lot of budget with them, a lot of money with them, then definitely they start hosting on their own data center and they plan it everything. Correct? But cinema does not look like that now. The things are changing, right? The screenplay direction is changing now. So in the DevOps era, what is happening is we are trying to depend on third-party vendors like GitHub. GitLab is also one vendor. Bitbucket is also one vendor. So Assembler is also one vendor. And you and me also can become a vendor if you got very good money in our pocket. So we can also start a data center and start hosting some remote repos and give it at competitive price. Correct. So a lot of brands are there in the market, guys. Now you have to tell me what is the difference. That's it. That's a GitHub. What is the difference, guys? Manasa, what do you think? Shravya, Maunika, Nagireddy? What is the difference? Frankly, these are all headaches issues are gone. In this mechanism, the company has to take responsibility of their own data center. Correct? Commission the server, arrange a candidate. His salary is minimum. Let's say a server agent is minimum 20K. Take care about the backup. Take care about security. Lot of things. Plus, lot of things are there. But in this model, all the headaches you're transferring to the cloud vendor, and he's ready to do it. And interestingly, to host a remote repo, right, for a project, the online cost is around 750 rupees INR for one repo. So let's say if the project requires, let's say small project requires, let's say 4 to 5 repos, how much it costs? Per month, I'm talking 750 rupees per month, guys. That's a GitHub branded price tag. So 750 rupees per month with all headaches gone. They'll take care about your backup. They'll take care about your data security. And interestingly, GitHub can be a good option if your team is segregated across the world. So cloud hosting of remote repo will be very good option for the projects whose team is sitting in different parts of the world. Let's say some team is sitting in Singapore, some part of the team is sitting in India and US or Canada. Then they have to coordinate, correct? So the best thing is depend on cloud vendor, right? Rather than creating your own challenges of setting network layers and tunneling, right? All those things not required. So that is the reason in DevOps era, what is happening is the emergence of cloud also given the scope of emergence of cloud hosting of remote repos. So that is what exactly happened. And if you do a comparative study of the prices, minimum salary for a person who looks into this server admin, just take it a sample. Minimum is 20K in the market. But right here, if you for a project, let's say for your project, you're planning to host 4 to 5 repos, all it will cost you less than $4,000 or $5,000. So now you tell me who is on the better side, who is benefiting here. Can I say that companies are able to reduce the cost? Do you agree? Frankly, cost has come down. This is the biggest advantage. Second advantage is if the teams are split up. That means if they are working from different geographical locations, your project is being operated from different geographical location, cloud hosting is the best choice. You can go ahead and host your remote repo on the cloud vendor. Choose any cloud vendor. And these days, so now we are talking about current situation. So in the current situation, what is happening is because of lot of competition among these cloud vendors, they offer lot of freebies now. You know the meaning of freebies? Freebies, guys, chocolates, freebies. So example, GitHub says I'll give free. You try our brand and you can create some repos on our remote repo, and up to certain extent it is free of cost. For example, GitLab, they'll say you can go ahead and create on our brand also, right? But I'll give you little extra effort. Maybe let's say GitHub says you can create 10 repos free, but GitLab says you can go ahead and try 2025 also. So likewise. So because of huge competition among the brands here, so concept of freebies have emerged in the market now from last 4 to 5 years. And that is also another added advantage for an IT projects, guys. They are trying to take benefit out of this also. Clear? Nice. Now let's go into the introduction. First of all, did you guys understood why now GitHub is? I hope somebody was asking this. What is the difference between Git and GitHub? So Git is a version control system where it contains some commands, or you can say using that commands, you can apply the version control system. GitHub itself is a cloud hosting of your remote repo. That's a brand. And interestingly, we have a lot of brands in the market. GitHub is on the top. That's the only difference. That's the reason you'll hear GitHub. It's on top, number one. So let's go into the details now. So this is the two. Please go ahead and draw this diagram, guys, quickly. So here what is happening is you're crossing your company layer. That means your network layer of your organization. That means you're traveling over the internet and reaching out to this cloud vendor server, and we are pushing the code there. Now, frankly, if you take in other view here, which is more secure, guys? If there is lot of critical data, very critical data is there with you, will you choose a GitHub or will you choose your own data center? I'll use own data center only, guys. Keep in mind. So no politics there. Simple, no politics there. When data is super critical, lot of confidential information is there, then a lot of companies prefer to go with own data center. Got it now? But and even we do the same thing in our project, guys. So we use the GitHub, right, for some of the repos. We host some repos on the GitHub, but again, we do not host some repos on GitHub at all. Some repositories or some repositories of the code, we go ahead and put it on our own data center only. So that's a difference. So that is always criticality in the project. Okay. The next, let's go with this points now. So these are the challenges of hosting, and you're trying to create your own remote repo on your own servers. Then these are the challenges: security, availability, downtime, network issues, maintenance, cost, license, resource to manage, backup. So these are all 9 kinds of headaches we have to face. So what happens is when you shift to the cloud vendor, they take up all these responsibilities, and your cost to the company is come down. And we have a lot of brands like GitHub, Bitbucket, Assembler, GitLab, etc. So now, when you're hosting the repos with the cloud vendors, guys, they give you 2 options now. So something called 2 types of repos can be created on the server side. So server side repo, we call it as remote repo. So we can create 2 kinds of repos, guys. First one is public repo. Second one is private repo. First one is public and second one is private. Exactly like in a Facebook, you keep your pic and you keep it as private and you keep it as public. Make sense? You got it now what I'm talking, guys? So in the Facebook, same situation. In a Facebook, you upload some pic and you can keep it private for yourself, except you, nobody can access. And the same pic you can expose to the public also, right? You are giving access. So likewise here in a GitHub, once you create a repo, you can configure that as a public. So if you configure that as a public, whoever has the account of GitHub, they can see your code or they can see what's there in the repo, right? So they can see and access it. That's a thing here. They can access it. But if it is a private, definitely GitHub account is required for sure. But to see or access your code, definitely they need permission. User access control, we call it as. So we control the users. Like in Facebook also, guys. Let's say you are sharing, you only share to the particular people. Likewise here also, once it is reserved as a private repo, then that repo can be accessed or can be seen based on the permissions given to a user account. So if the permission is given, he can see it and he can download and he can update or whatever it is. Now, one interesting point here in this matter is public repos are searchable on the internet. Very, very important point. These are searchable on internet. What does it mean? What is the point behind this, guys? Public repos are searchable on the internet. It's open. Gates are open. If you just, let's say, if they know the repo name and if they put it on Google, that repo name, it is searchable. They can, you'll find it in the Google results. That is what happens. But in the private repo, even the other candidate knows the repo name and he puts that repo name on the Google search, it is not searchable. It will not come up in the results. Clear? Understood now what I am talking? Searchable and non-searchable. So public repos are searchable and private repos are non-searchable. So even if you share the name to them and if they put it on google.com, nothing will come. Definitely to access that, they have to log in into the GitHub and their ID need to have a permission. Then only it is possible. And that permission is also controlled. Whether you are giving a read permission or write permission or download permission, all permission, lot of permissions are there. So that's a concept. Now, based on this understanding, you tell me, if I were an IT company or you guys are involved in IT company management, or let's say you are the owner of the company and you are trying to create a repo, what kind of repos you will create? Will you prefer a public repo or a private repo? Definitely it will be a private repo case. Okay. So definitely it will be a private repo. And here the logic is some brands here, different brands are there now. Some brand they say, I will give the private repos free of cost based on some limit. They give some limit, guys. So let's say you can create 5 repos, 10 repos free of cost, but thereafter it is chargeable. Okay. Some brand they says that, okay, you can create unlimited repos of private, but if you exceed the storage limits, they'll keep some storage limit, guys. Some kind of gimmicks they'll play, whether it is storage limit or access limit. If it is crossing that limit, then we have to pay. So these are all different gimmicks of different brands. But overall, you need to understand that private repo is chargeable. Then we are not bothered about economics there, but that is not of duty of DevOps at all. So that will management will take care. But coming to the public repo here, it is free. It is free. So most of the brands that you see in the market, everybody provides public repo free of cost. With little limitations only. Little. Limitations are there. Free means it does not mean that unlimited. So you will not believe. So this is a funny joke here. Way back in 2013 and 14, I was aware. Even my colleagues tried this. So they used the GitHub to upload movies also. That's a funny thing. Because GitHub at that point of time, they given the unlimited space. Unlimited space, guys. So people misused it. So GitHub emerged in way back in 2007 only. So when they came into the market, they said public repos entirely it's a free, and you can use unlimited space. So you know how the society is now. So they misused that stuff. They started dumping the movies also. They used GitHub for dumping the movies. So now what happened later? Most of the brands now come up with a limitation saying 5 GB. Most of the brands they give now limit of 5 GB free. 5 GB free. Now, one more interesting facts here. I hope you see online Android, na? A lot of Android apps, right? They'll say that we'll give you 5 GB of free space. You know how these things are happening? This is the behind the scenes. So that Android app will go ahead and create a repo with your whatever folder you create with, will go ahead and create a repo on the GitHub. And you're trying to access it by using API calling. That is what is happening. So behind the scenes is this. They are using GitHub only. Got it? Am I clear on this point, guys? Clear or all clear? That is what I want. So there are two words, clear, all clear. All clear means, what is the meaning of all clear? Vishweshwar, Vijay, what is all clear? Vidya Sagar. Okay, understood is a better word, it seems. Okay, nice. So simple. Private repo and public repo. This is what you need to keep in mind. Now let's jump into the stuff. Introduction. GitHub came in 2007. See guys, nobody will bother these details in the intro, but you should know it. Simple basics, you need to know it. So 2007 it came. GitHub is purchased by Microsoft. So in 2018, GitHub was purchased by Microsoft, and they are entirely operate on pay-per-use model. So now the question comes is, what is pay-per-use model, guys? Best example of your life, tell me. You can relate to your life and tell me. Pay-per-use model. What is pay-per-use model? No, Netflix does not come under pay-per-use model at all. No, all this hot stuff, these are all not. So best example is electricity bill, guys. Electricity bill, your electricity bill. See, you use 10 units, or let's say you use 50 units, you get the bill for 50 units. You use 100 units, correct? You'll get the bill for 100 units. You understanding? So here two things are happening. In the pay-per-use model concept, we don't give any deposit. That means no deposit concept, no upfront payment. We use the services, and based on what we use the services, we pay later. So concept is post-paid concept, not prepaid. You understood now, guys? So pay-per-use model implements a post-paid method, not prepaid, post-paid. But the point is here, we'll use the service based on service that you used, how much you utilized. Based on utilization, you'll get the bill. So that is the pay-per-use model. So in the GitHub also you have two repos, concept public and private, and in the rank wise it is number one. Everybody knows that GitHub is a top, and it is headquarters in San Francisco. Now GitHub features same, unlimited public repos, private repos with limitation, pay-per-use, largest, very universal. Now you guys have to go ahead and create the GitHub account, guys. So that's an activity for the day. Go to the google.com and go ahead and create GitHub. Go to the GitHub, github.com. So github.com. So this is a site. So spend some time on entire navigate right to from top to end. You look all this fancy website. Globe is also revolving, super nice. So this pic looks super nice. Yeah, how do you create the account here? It says sign up for GitHub. Click on it, right? And go ahead and create your username, email ID, password. They don't want your biodata, guys. They don't want. Simply choose some username. Simply choose, give some email address. Email address should be given very correctly. Okay, don't give anything wrong because you'll get a confirmation mail. And you choose some password and click on verify. It will ask you some puzzle. Please solve it. That's it. Got it now? That's the only thing you need to do. So account creation process is super easy. So that's an activity for the day. You guys, I will stop it here. So please finish up creating your accounts and come back tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll start creating the repos and we'll see how to clone and a lot of other activities. Any questions for me? Any questions? You guys are 31 or 32? I don't remember. 31B, I guess. So so what is your so 31B? What is the today's dates? What is the session number, guys? Session number 16. Okay. Done. So please do this activity. Go to the site. So what is the site? I hope you guys know it. So github.com and go there and try it. github.com, log in into GitHub, then create an account and give it a name. So just go ahead and create the account. Nothing. Please don't do anything. Just create the GitHub only. Nothing else. Go ahead and create the account, nothing else. Tomorrow we'll see how to create the repo there and start accessing the details.